Hey, what's going on YouTube, guys? This is Forever Branded TV. Guys, coming back with you with another video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoy this video that I'm about to give you. It's on one of Chicago's most underrated, most lyrical rapper in Chicago, guys. He is from Chicago, Illinois, which is where I'm from, which is where I've been living all my life. Almost. His name is Common Sense. Guys, he goes by Common. I can never remember his real name, but his rap name is Common Sense. Common Sense is what they call him, or Common, but he goes by Common. And guys, he's very, 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 very Chicago. I mean, the words, he always, everything that he raps about, he always represents Chicago. So guys, this is his new album. Nobody's smiling, guys. It's an album represented to Chicago. Listening to some of the words, the nobody based on the Nobody Smiling song on the album, it's talking about Chicago. Like pretty much everybody in Chicago is cold hearted, guys. And this is true because Chicago is a very straightforward, self-centered city, guys. I'm telling y'all, this is from a guy who knows. Guys, Chicago is good. There are good parts in Chicago, but if you on the South Side, if you on man on Common even say on some of these songs, he talk about Blackstone. He talk about, he just talk about the outskirts of Chicago, like the ratchet areas, the projects. He talk about it all on this album. I would say this album is better than his last album. His last album, I really wasn't feeling, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't feeling his last album. This album is way much better. He has a lot of heavy hitters featuring with him. He has my girl Janae Aiko. I can never pronounce her name. Y'all know I'm not good with pronouncing her last name. He has my boy Big Sean. He has Malik Yusuf, or Malik Yusuf, who I've known, who's featured on a couple of songs that he's done, and also other songs that Kanye West have done. My Kanye West had made good music. I don't want to say that to shade, but anyway, Elijah Blake, who I know, whose music who I also like to listen to. So guys, he's done a lot of good features on this album. I'm gonna tell you guys my favorite songs, and on the album so far, I'm feeling number one, which is The Neighborhood, featuring another Chicago rapper, Lil Herb, and I think Cocaine 80s. I think he's a rapper from Chicago too, or something like that. But guys, I'm really feeling this song because it's talking about the outskirts of Chicago, Blackstone, Stony Island. All the heavy hitter parts, the gang parts, the BDs, the GDs. The outskirts of Chicago. Chicago was known for gangs, guys. I'm telling y'all. If you're not from Chicago and you visit Chicago, and you go on the south side and on the east side, guys. Let me just tell y'all, I'm from the south side. I'm from the project side, so I know what goes down. No, I'm not a gangbanger, but I have been in some situations where I've been in a cahoots with some of them, as far as dealing in high school, middle school. So, guys, I know little somewhat of the streets out here. I'm not of the streets, but I know of the streets. But I come from a good family, so. But I've listened to this album, just really brings the Chicago, and this is one thing I like about it. It's like giving respect to Chicago with this album, and this is one of the things I like about Common, because Common is always he's a very, very good rapper, but he's always on top of his ish. y'all. I mean, he probably haven't made a hit album in a long time, but guys, he's very underrated. Not many people know him, but then a lot of people do know him. So he's around the way. He's a around the way rapper. You haven't heard from him from a while, guys. He also, I don't know if he's still doing his HBO show. I don't know. Is he still doing his show? I don't know. I haven't even seen it yet, but I heard it was a good show. But I know he was doing an HBO show. He has his own book. Common is very wise. He's very independent. And but anyway, back to this album, The Neighborhood with Lil Herb and Cocaine 80s. I love the song. I like the message in the song. I like the way that these rappers on this song are dedicated to Chicago. They telling the truth. This is no lie. This is no lie about how the neighborhoods of Chicago is like in certain areas. So they know they from the heavy streets. So these people are from Chicago. So it's big ups to them. So that's one of the reasons why I like that one. I was definitely feeling no fear. Every song on this album gave a Chicago feel. The beats, the samples, the knocks, go 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 go. God, everything was so street and hood Chicago like. So that's what I was feeling. I was feeling no fear. No fear. I was really digging the beat on that. It was really nice. It was a regular Common beat. This is a typical Common album that you will really, really get into and that you would like. And Diamonds, definitely was feeling Diamonds with Big Sean. Now I think that was one of the songs he have out now. I'm definitely feeling that song, guys. I think I could play that one nonstop. If I were to say that if that was my favorite, Diamonds would probably be one of my favorite songs. Black Magic, which is number 4 with Janae Aiko, whatever her last name is. Echo, I don't know. I'm definitely feeling that song. The way she articulates her words is a little different than usual. But she sounds a little different on the song. It got to the point I was listening to it and I couldn't really recognize if it was her or not. But I listening to the song, I really like it. And then we got "Speak My Peace," which is I think is a little sample from one of Notorious B.I.G. songs, "Speak My Peace." He said that in one of them songs. I can't think of the name right now, but y'all know I love the '90s rappers, so I'm not gonna go there. But I was definitely feeling that song. "Hustle Harder," number 6. Something about that song was really hitting me about how women hustle harder than men, and it's true. In Chicago, baby. I mean, I know there's a lot of men in Chicago who are affiliated with gang, but it's women too. You got a lot of women. You got women in Chicago. I feel so sorry for some of my black people in Chicago because this is a cold, hard city. This is a city where people just don't give a fuck about you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Certain parts of Chicago is good, but that South Side, baby. That's the most roughest side of the city. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's a big city. It's grand and it's big, but boy, Chicago is no joke. I'm telling you, Common really did a good job with this album, just because of the simple fact that he knows the streets. He's been out here, and this is one of the things. It's just so real. It's like you get into what Chicago is about when you listen to the CD. So this is one of the things I love about this album, and what I love about Common is because he's so real. And "Hustle Harder" is just one of those songs. You just know he telling the truth on. If anybody from Chicago listens to you just know he telling the truth when you listen to that song. So I was definitely feeling number 6. Number 7, "Nobody Smiling." In Chicago, slowly but surely, you barely get people out here who smile. I mean, I'm a person who like to smile, and I like to see other people smile. But in Chicago, people are so self into themselves. Yeah, child, I'm telling the truth. You got very little people. I mean, every person you run into the street, you will see either a person upset or pissed off about something. And you barely see anybody smiling in Chicago. So this is one of the things that I'm glad he let people know about in this song, because it's so real. And speaking of real, number 8 featuring Elijah Blake. That song is probably another one of my favorite songs that I was feeling on this album. I just really love the beats on this album. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the old Common right here. These beats just get you in the Chicago mood. This is y'all. As much shit I talk about Chicago, and as much as I shade some stuff about Chicago, Chicago is my city. I would say I'm born and raised. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, 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 very happy to represent my city. I wouldn't die for my city, but I represent my city. And guys, that is one of the things I like about this album. So if if any other Common fans out here listen to this album, let me just tell y'all this. I'm gonna get back to the album. Let me just say a couple of things. Pick up more than one copy. Pick up more than one copy of this album. Buy it on iTunes. Buy it on Amazon. One thing I will say I hate about Chicago, we do not promote. We do not promote. I'm one of one of the littlest, rarest ones who still promote artists, and I will say I don't like a lot of artists in Chicago. Chief Keef, what has he ever done for the music industry? Kanye West, okay, he used to be one of my favorites, but not no more. I've completely lost respect for Kanye West, guys. I'm just gonna say, Kanye West has lost himself, guys, and I'm telling the truth. No disrespect to but I'm not a Kanye West fan anymore. Kanye, I don't know what's going on with him, because his music has not been the same. That his last album. I'm sorry, guys. Like it or hate it, I'm telling the truth. But Common, on the other hand, hasn't lost himself. He's still keeping his ground. He still represents where he's from. You know, Kanye West does not represent Chicago anymore. I mean, he's living in all other parts of all other parts of the world. And he's not giving no, like he used to. Kanye used to rep Chicago. But I don't know. But anyway, back to Common. I was feeling that song, Number 9 Kingdom. That song is that beat is what I was feeling. It's a crazy time into that beat. But when you hear him spit on his vocals, on the song, y'all, you feel it. You feel that boy got rhymes for days. Okay, that's another thing I like about Common. Okay, number 10, Rewind That. Now, see, I was definitely feeling that song. That definitely had a Chicago feel. Just so damn Chicago. This album is just epic. Epic. Out of Bounds. That's one of my favorite songs. 11. I love those hip hop songs where you got the samples that repeat itself over and over. Out of bounds. Over and over. I love that shit. I'm telling y'all. I love any type of hip hop song that had a sample doing like it had them rapping on it, but then they have a little scratch, like a record scratching, like I like that. I'm gonna tell you, that's one of the things I like about hip hop music, because it's real. It represents that real hip hop ish. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm sizzling. So in my technical voice. Anyway, I was feeling Out of Bound, which was one of the bonus songs on the album. Then we had Seven Deadly Sins. That song kind of surprised me. Okay, but I was feeling it. It kind of surprised me, but I was feeling that song. But it was deep. I'm gonna say that Seven Deadly Sins is a deep song. It's probably one of the deepest songs on this album that kind of surprised me with some stuff. Then we got number 13, Young Hearts Run Free, featuring Cocaine 80s. I love it. This album, I won't give it a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because I haven't heard Common stuff in a minute, and it's been a minute. I'm gonna tell y'all guys my favorite Common album, which is Common B, and I love his album Find It Forever. I love Universal Mind Control. That was a little different for Common. He kind of stepped out of his realm. He went to a different realm of hip hop with that album, but it was different. And Carnival, I can never remember that damn CD. Give me 1 minute. Carnival, what the hell is the name of that damn? Y'all, give me a minute. Electric Circus, that's what it was. Electric Circus. I always say Carnival. Every time I come to that album, I can't never remember. Electric Circus. I love that. Another one of my favorite albums by Common. But guys, I really hope you guys love this video. I really hope a lot of people from Chicago will see this video and see that I'm inspired by a lot of things in Chicago. And Chicago at the end of the day will run it. But Chicago is a good city. But it's just the people in the city that make it bad. Like the South Side, woo baby. So this is a strictly hood video for me, y'all. So I just had to keep it kind of trio on this, the Chicago trio. So this is Forever Brandon TV, guys. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Deuces. Please make sure you like, please make sure you comment, please make sure you subscribe.